have Kurt, guitarist extraordinaire and Aussie music legend from the Butterfly Effect, joining me now on the Green Room. Kurt, thank you so much for coming on today.
That is no worries. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Welcome. Welcome all. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the end of the year and hopefully the start of a lot of better things for a lot of people. But we're coming to the end of a pretty weird year that we've recently been gifted a brand new Butters track, So Tired, obviously, as well, to close out 2021. From the get-go, it's definitely Riff City and obviously a huge follow-up to Unbroken, which dropped a couple of years back. But can you take me back a little bit through the origin behind So Tired? Was it already in motion when Unbroken was on the scene, or is this just a totally new entity to this new Butterfly Effect chapter?
This is. Oh, no, I don't know. I guess since 2018 is when all of this nonsense got back on track. So it's been a long time. I guess that's a long time. What's it now? 2021, almost.
Allegedly.
So yeah. I think we attempted. We had all these grand plans of wrapping everything up within the year, but that didn't work out so well. We went on a tour, and then from that tour, we felt inspired to maybe knot together a couple of new tracks, and this has been the journey. This is what's happening. We're getting close to wrapping the whole album up. We're having in the next. What is it today? What month is it? It's December.
December now. December.
Yeah. So if all things go to plan, which if there's one thing I've learned in life, you cannot plan life. But yeah, we should have everything wrapped up by February, March, and that'll be the whole record done. So yeah. So this the So Tired is the first single of the upcoming album of early to mid next year.
Yes, huge.
That is it.
That's exciting news. And like looking back, I guess what you guys have gone through, I mean, there was a bit of time in between gigs. Obviously you mentioned like the reunion tour was kick-ass. It just, everyone was so excited to have you guys back on stage, and back then we didn't know if there was new music. But can you take me back to like when you guys kind of first had those jam sessions again and started demoing? What was it like to have the four of you reunited, coming together to just create music, not necessarily to like approach an album necessarily, but what was it like to be back in creative mode in a band you've been involved with since the 90s?
Was it the 90s? 2000? Yeah, that same biff. It was excellent. I remember we got back together to have before that 2018 tour was the first time the four of us had been in a room for about 6 years. So it was obviously pretty thick with nerves. I wouldn't say tension. The tension wasn't there anymore. We'd all moved on and gotten over our differences. So it was comfortable, but just there was a fair bit of, I guess, anxiety about just about. And then we played, and then I think we had 3 or 4 days booked, and it went that well that I went out and had a hell of a celebration. We had to cancel the last day's rehearsal because I was pretty comfortable with everything. So because we have in-ear monitoring when we play as well, so which is the most honest thing you can have when you're playing live. Even in the rehearsal room, we use them. So so it was very daunting. It was really daunting, and then we played and it was fucking awesome. So it's been excellent. It's been really excellent, and the songwriting and everything is. Yeah, just ever since then, everything's been fantastic. It's been unbelievable. It's absolutely incredible considering there's quite a few years there where I think we all just went, well, we've done that. It's over. Let's leave that behind. And then to come along and to get where we are now, I think it's just been it's been awesome, really awesome. We're stoked. I haven't been this excited about Butterfly Effect music since the demos of Imago, our second record, and that was like 2005. So that's a very long time to be this excited about music. So it's going great.
Oh, that's so exciting to hear. And I know like COVID, obviously for everyone on personal levels, on professional levels, especially for the music industry, like the odds have been stacked against so many bands, like creating, recording, touring obviously wasn't even an option. And I know for you guys, it was no different. Like for a lot of stuff, you probably all couldn't be in the same room at various times. But aside from like those obvious changes, like what was this writing process like for this new phase of the Butterfly Effect? Like the new tracks are obviously going to be something extremely special that people are still going to froth on and hold out for and watch before the actual album comes out. But how does a Butter song come to life these days compared to, say, Final Conversation, which was not quite 10 years ago, I don't think at this point, but nearly there.
Yeah. It's in a lot of ways, it feels, I guess, like the first time we've actually, because of the break and because Final Conversation, no, it's actually way further. I think that was 2008. So that's 13 years ago currently. So we've had, having the break from each other, we've all gone through life, and in the meantime, I've had time to amass. Ben and I have both had a time to. We've never stopped playing the whole time, so we've just amassed a bucket load of music. Not all of it good, and we've had time to amass music. We've had time to breathe from each other. So it's fresh. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. Going into the room is a really great experience. We're all on a really similar page as well at the moment in the writing sense of what we want to achieve out of this, or I've just drilled it into them what I want to get out of it. So I don't know which way it is, but yeah. So yeah, it's thrilling. There's no tension. It's not paying anyone's mortgages anymore. So there's no it's not. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun and it's thrilling and the results we're getting with the time that we are afforded at this stage, we're totally blown away. Getting these first, I think we've got 4 tracks finished now in the bag, and we've got another 3 about to be finished. All that has to happen is vocals have to drop it on the next 3, so then we'll have 7. And just hearing the results back from for the time that we have and the results that we're getting, we're blowing ourselves away. It's amazing. It's amazing. I hear the tracks back, and I don't know. I think that we should. It sounds like we've been spending 5 days a week on these tracks for 3. Like they're cleaned. I don't know. I'm speechless. I hear them and I'm blown away. I'm really thrilled about them. Really thrilled. But one of the so you're just talking about COVID, as everyone does, but that's actually worked out to be in our favour because. Our time, we've had no distractions. We can't do any shows, so we haven't been doing any shows. So, it's actually worked out in our favour. It's because when you go on a show, when you do shows, even if it's only one show, we'll stop writing, I guess, from at least a month out, and we'll start putting the show together. That means digging through your back catalogue and choosing the songs and starting to play the songs, and it's a completely different mindset. And then from after the show, it'll take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks after the show to get back into that writing frame of mind. So, so it's been excellent. We haven't had those distractions. So it's just been nothing but new music the whole time, which is, I think, working out in our favour. It's been unreal.
There have been those unexpected silver linings, like so many bands, as you touched on, like you never get that forced time away because you're constantly like chasing the next thing. It's like release the album, do the tour, release the album, do the tour, like all that kind of stuff. So it's good that you guys have been able to turn it to good and obviously now you can come out firing, guns blazing, hopefully. And, obviously everyone loves and reviews you guys for your onstage presence as much as the albums you stack out. So it's going to be great to be able to get back on stage. But coming back to obviously
or we'll be fat and lazy and we've lost COVID. It. Oh my God, what happened to those guys? Shit, they used to be really good.
But maybe the gig will be good. You'll get like gig fit again. It's like the gig workout. It might be what we all need. We all need to get on the road.
Yeah, exactly. That's the new fitness regime.
Yeah, 2022.
Tour.
Well, with So Tired, obviously it's a great snippet and a little bit of insight into what's to come. And like, I'm not the only one. I absolutely love the jumping time signatures on the new tune. And I did love reading a quote you did in an interview recently. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what they said you said. With the new material, you stipulated it has to be rocking or I'm not interested in playing it.
Yep.
This track definitely fits the bill and then some. Has that just always been the stuff that you like to play and create the most, like even in your earlier Butterfly Effect or prior musical days? Like what does it take to excite you creatively?
Anything, like, geez, one of my favorite songs in the world is Confide in Me by Kylie Minogue. I like anything that is good. Anything that is good. I don't care. I don't know. We went down that. We lightly went down that. We were going down that prog road, and I just think there's better bands at that than what we are. So that's not our strength. So, but it was complicated how we end up going down that road anyway. But yeah, no, it's we have the most fun when we're rocking out. So let's do that.
Hell yeah.
It's just simple as that, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the best way to live, I think. I love it. And obviously, like the music video you guys put out too, Brought the Goods, it actually triggered me because I've been driving a lot between Sydney and northern New South Wales of late. So like I had to admit, I felt a bit of an affinity, like kind of experiencing, not quite that, but having a bit of that like playing in my head of how I've been driving lately. But making it about you with the videos, what's the inspiration stemming from with this kind of stuff? Like, are you guys having specific input about the ideas that come out with these videos, or are you open to external input? What was the go behind the clip?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you employ these people for their talents, so you definitely don't want to be a dictatorship in those situations. Or our only brief for that film clip was we thought the lyrical content was enough of a brief alone. It's all they're all. It's a very it's the lyrics themselves are. They paint a picture clear enough themselves. So we said the lyrics, that's it. Just work off that, which he did up until a certain point, and then he took acid, and, and I don't know what happens. So it's really good. It's a really good blend of obviously whatever he wanted to put into it, and what we did. It was very unexpected, but yeah, if there's one thing I can describe about the film, when we saw it back for the first time, which I think was the day before we released it, it was you definitely don't get a chance to get bored in that clip. It's just crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, not much of a brief. Just the lyrical content. That's our only brief. So yeah, it was good fun.
Absolutely. Well, it smashed it out, and it definitely got my attention. I was very awake after that one, and also drove much safer the next day.
and good fun because we didn't have to be a part of it. We love not being part of the clip.
Yes. Brilliant. What a genius. I love it.
Yes.
Well, I know you've kind of touched on a few things, like obviously looking to like a new album, like a fourth album territory for you guys. It's no one's first rodeo in terms of releasing an album, but for a band with such a legacy and such a lasting impact on the Aussie music scene, like, are there any nerves factors involved in approaching a new album after all this time? Or are you guys just such a well-oiled machine at this point? You're just making the music you want to make and you're not really factoring in any external expectations?
No, like I was saying before, like because we've amassed so much material and it all feels so fresh. It's at the start we definitely had we were I don't know, a bit daunted and hesitant about the whole thing, I suppose. And you have a lot of reflection, but now it's all gone. It only lasted a couple of songs, and then once we wrote a couple of songs and then. Yeah, we were excited by those tracks that we had written. So then it was, head down, bums up, and now it's, not at all, not because due to the break and due to the wealth of material that we have stored. Everything is, it's great. No, and also stopping looking back, because at the start we were doing that a lot. We were sort of not stuck in that rut, but we were doing that, and it is better now. Because we are not doing that. We're so immersed. I guess the more tracks that you have, the more you have to think about those tracks. When you've only written one or two songs, your mind can still wander a bit when you're writing. And then, but yeah, now we're like 10 or 11 songs deep. We don't have time to think about anything looking back. Everything is only looking forward now. So it's great. It's really great.
Yeah. Hell yes. And
we're not scared. It's a short answer. No, we're not scared.
Brilliant. It's really exciting to hear. And I mean, people have already seen a whiff of the new Butterfly Effect chapter, let's call it that for lack of a better word. But take me back when you guys were doing these reunion shows. Like, obviously, I know you've done a few little secret shows in the lead up, but can you talk me through the moment you first stepped out on stage officially for the first time with the Butterfly Effect reunion original lineup? What was that like to just reconnect with that crowd in that moment?
It was good. it was phenomenal. It really was. It was incredible. It was the loudest sing-alongs we've ever had in our career. I think the fans were more stoked about it than. I mean, we were stoked about it. We were terribly stoked about it, of course. But yeah, to hear it was incredible. It drowned out. We're playing to a massive PA, and some of the nights, we'd just stop playing and just let everyone sing because it was nuts. It was bloody nuts. So yes, it was very, very nerve-wracking. A lot of stress leading up to it, and rehearsals, and making sure that we went down to Melbourne for a week. I think for a full week. It was about 7 or 8 days, and we had a small venue down there, and with a full stage and everything. We set everything up. Stage, the PA, everything, and we were going through the set every day, just making sure that it was going to be as good as it could be. And so it wasn't that bad when we hit the stage, because we knew where we were at, so it was fine. But the biggest surprise was the crowd's reaction. That was incredible, absolutely incredible. It's inexplicable. You can't really explain that stuff. It's good.
Well, I love that. The best stuff you can't actually describe, and that makes it even more special. I think you can't capture that moment in time.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, the history of the songs and history of the fans, and so it was great. It was really great. Yeah. It's definitely inspired. Definitely. That reaction was what made us say, okay, maybe we should do something.
Well, I think everyone's very glad you did, including probably the band yourselves, but obviously it resonated with so many people. Yeah. And I know you have obviously played with a band like you said, like late 90s, early 2000s is kind of when this adventure kicked off. Can you take me back to a memorable early live show with Butterfly Effect? Like, not whether it was like the first ever official one with the current lineup, is there a particularly memorable one from those really, really early days that stands out, whether it was good, bad, hilarious, other?
I guess off the top of my head, we did a big day out. I think it was in 2002. I think we only had we would have only had the EP out. And we played the Converse stage. It was the Gold Coast only thing. And it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. And then there was another one, I think shortly after that. Yeah, there was two festival appearances, actually. There was that one and a home bake experience. I think we only had the EP out on both of those shows. It was very early. And it was, you don't realise when you live in Brisbane, we hadn't done much touring, just the odd show here or there, but you didn't realise that the word somehow was spreading, however it spread back then. MySpace?
Yes.
Tin cans with a piece of string, I don't know.
Yes,
but it was,
carrier pigeons.
It was, and to walk out on those stages and like the 10 at the Goldie one was full. I don't know. Maybe there was a timetable stuff up on the printout that said there was someone else on there or something. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it was full and it was packed and it went bonkers, and same with that home bake thing. And the home bake thing was actually a really funny one because our tour manager at the time, Yogi, was saying, like, how's it looking? It's going, it's pretty empty, mate. It'll be an easy gig, you'll be right. And then we walked out and it's like, holy shit. And then, your stomach drops and then everyone plays like shit because they didn't realise there was a full crowd. So yeah, I think a couple of early festival experiences would definitely stand out in my mind as just because of the just the crowd participation as well as the actual attendance. It was great.
Well, it's nice to see that's the thread that's carried through in your career, and no doubt will extend far beyond this current moment into the future. But considering we're coming to the end of 2021, I know we've had a new Butters song, but has there been a new release this year other than your own that you particularly liked? Like, is there a standout album or a band or artist that's been turning your head particularly this year?
Goedhart, their new record, whatever it's called, Armageddon, I think it was, or something like that. Wow. I think it was the first 3 tracks off that record. There's more than that, but the first 3 tracks off that record just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Incredible. For production, for songs, for everything. It's incredible. An incredible record.
Yep, entirely agree with you. And it's one that I'm just desperately hoping we can get international bands coming back, because that is one I just absolutely wanted to see live amongst many others. But
yes,
that's definitely a bit on my list too. So, I'm always secretly asking people that just to steal some music ideas, but that's okay. We've doubled up. So that's good.
Good.
Well, I know you're a busy man. There's more things to come, but to close out today, considering I've dragged you on the Green Room podcast, what is one key item you like to have backstage in your green room when you are on the road, whether it's wholesome, silly, or just something to keep you sane and in the moment?
A guitar.
Yeah. Oh, that will help.
It's the one thing that's usually most annoying from our crew, is often back rooms aren't the most accessible places. And the guitar's got to be the guitar from the first song of the set. So everything's about as being as comfortable as possible when you first hit the stage. So, and often there's a labyrinth to get to the backstage. So Yogi's always going, can it be any other guitar? So, yeah, other than that, no, I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, I think you've probably picked the most essential item that is probably necessary to actually make the gig good, because otherwise, I don't know how your air guitar is. I'm sure it's pretty spectacular, but.
So, no, it's a pretty boring answer, but yeah, that's the most imperative item. Yes.
Yeah, I know. And that's actually probably the best answer, because without it, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And one other thing I wanted to chat with you with, and then I promise I will let you go, but obviously it's been literally decades, as we've touched on, since the Butterfly Effect first started. You guys have witnessed so much change in so many facets, like technology, social media, all of that. But while there has been so many changes, I'm kind of keen to know, just from your perspective, what you think has changed the least. Like, what's been a constant factor the whole time this adventure has been going?
The amps that I play. No, the
again, very essential.
No, the fans' amazing response has been the most consistent thing, I guess, out of all of it. Our music's been inconsistent. It's been up and down. Our attendance has been inconsistent. But the fans have remained throughout, so that's been incredible. They've been the most consistent thing of the last 20 years, so it's been really good. Definitely what's pulled us through.
Well, it's amazing you have, and no doubt you will be amassing even more fans along the way with the new album next year, which everyone will be so frothing on. Everyone's already pretty keen. But for now, congratulations on ending 2021 on such a high with the new single, and here's to a killer 2022 Butterfly Effect style.
Excellent. Bloody excellent. Looking forward to releasing the next song. February's the next song, in case anyone was wondering. Yep. So we'll be putting the finishing touches on over this month, ready for a new year release.
Fantastic. Well, everyone set your clocks to February, Butterfly Effect month. Awesome. Right, thanks so much, Kurt.
Thanks for giving us the time.
Tiana Speter is a euphony podcast, created by Craig Treweek, produced by Tiana Speter and Andrew Mast, hosted by Tiana Speter, recorded, edited, and engineered by Zig Parker, music by Zig Parker.